Let's start assembling project lists. These project lists are going to be relevant for all of the things that we're building out in the future. That's future bullet points, that's career highlights, that's the beginning of your portfolio. It's how we're going to tailor all of the resumes. It's literally the basis for everything. It's super hard for LLMs, large language models, to know exactly what you did at your previous job. So we have to give a little bit of information so that it can be prompted to generate all kinds of great stuff for you. You need to give first source information. So, first, let's define what projects are. Projects are work related activities that you've participated in. It can be individual or group work, it can be a one time thing or ongoing. There's usually a theme or a function, which is ultimately a short description of what we're talking about or what the project is all about. And it can be broken down into a process, which is start, middle, and end. Usually within the process, there's tasks and then there's subtasks. There's usually deliverables, I would hope. With literally any project or any role that's out there, there's always something that has to be delivered. And then there's measurable outcomes. And I promise if you're delivering something, you can measure it. We just have to get creative with the ways that we do that. So again, every role and project is different, but this is a visual representation of what I just spoke about, which is we have a project. There's a bunch of tasks that are in there, and then each task has a few subtasks associated with it. You have the immediate deliverables, and then what is measured or what is the main outcome of said deliverables. So we've all used social media, I assume the majority of us have, and it's very easy for us to relate to what a social media manager would do. So there's a strategy side of it. So they're putting together and researching and collaborating the ideas that they want to generate social media posts on. Those themes are categorized. We build out outlines and we come up with a strategic plan. And now we have our strategic outline for our social media manager. That is an entire project in and of itself. Then it comes down to writing. So you create your hook, you have your core messaging, then you have a call to action, and that results in written posts. And you have a number of posts that now you can say, I wrote 50 posts. And then it comes down to publishing. How do we get this stuff live? So you're assembling the assets and working with different team members to pull everything together. You're reviewing with different team members to make sure that the messaging is perfect. Then you're scheduling and they get published, and you can see the delivered live posts. And of course, it's super easy to have something that's public facing measured in terms of views and engagement. Again, every role and every type of project is going to be different, but you can break down the type of work that you've done this way. So, story time. I was a part of a very extensive program. I won a $4.3 million government contract ages ago, and I was a chief architect of basically job search education for exiting military members and their families. And so we met an airman on a Navy base that was super bummed out because he was struggling to put together bullet points. And I would ask him, like, walk me through a typical few days for you. And this guy was coordinating drills and a bunch of F-16s taking off from aircraft carriers, like 16 at once over the span of a really short period of time. And I was like, dude, that's amazing. Like, I mean, that's such a unique experience. I'm certain that we can craft something in the way of really amazing bullet points. And he's like, yeah, I don't really think of them as like bullet points. It's just what I did every day. And it's like, holy smokes. I think we're often very close to our own work to the point that we can't zoom out and see the activities or the projects that we were involved in. So we're going to go through a real world scenario of how we're going to build out these extensive project lists that will serve as, of course, all the things that I mentioned before, bullet points, everything related to your portfolio, all this good stuff. So we're going to get into this next.